Hello, this is the instructions for completing your Op Art Task 3. This is the criteria that we'll be using. I will be looking more at this at the end, but if you would like to look at it now, you can pause the video and read through the 3 different grade boundaries. All you are going to need for this is obviously a plain piece of paper, a pencil, a ruler, 30 centimeters if you've got one, and 2 coloured pencils. Okay, make sure they're different pencils. So obviously I'm going red and a blue pencil. So make sure you have 2 completely different colours. Next bit, you want to be finding not the dead centre, but you want to be looking somewhere in the middle, and you're going to apply a dot on that place. Now I found my dot there. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to start adding my lines coming from the centre. It needs to be an even number. Okay, now I'm going with 10 lines, but you could either add 12, okay, you could even do 8. So if you're not too confident with your drawing skills, go for 8. If you're feeling reasonably confident, go for 10. If you're feeling very confident and you're very good at drawing, then go for 12 lines, okay? It's very, very important that it's an even number when you do this. When you are drawing these lines, try to keep every section reasonably the same sort of size, so you don't have some that are miles bigger than others. It doesn't matter too much if you have some that are a little bit bigger, okay, that's just going to be how it looks. Now, the next bit I'm going to do is add curved lines in every alternate section, okay, so I'm just pointing out there the sections I'm going to be adding them in. What's very important with this is you do it quite lightly in pencil, okay, just in case you do make a mistake. So what I'm starting to do is add these curved lines here, okay, so there'll be 4 curved lines in total. So the first 2 a bit lower down, and then the next 2 a bit higher up, okay, so spread the 4 lines so they cover the full triangle like this one. Okay, again, when you're doing this, do it nice and lightly in pencil. I'm doing this quite heavy just to show you, just so it shows up a little bit more. But when you're doing this, take your time and do them nice and lightly. You want 4 lines in total on every alternate section. Okay, so there's the curved lines drawn on. What I'm now going to do is start to add my first colour. Okay, this time I'm going to work with a red. So I'm going to work into the smallest sections of these, so adding a red colour all the way into it. Remember to try and colour in one direction, okay, when you can, just to make it a nice smooth colour. Another important piece of advice with this one is you want to make the edges darker, okay? So you want to press a little bit harder when you're applying colour around the very edges using the coloured pencil. So it's just really important that you get a nice even colour first of all. So now what I've started to do is press a little bit harder on the edges. This creates a rounded effect, so it looks like it's sort of a 3D curved shape. Okay, I'm trying to press harder around the edges, and then it gets lighter in the middle, and it creates a nice effect that creates a sort of cone 3D shape onto it. So I'm going to finish the rest now, and we'll see what it looks like. So this is how it looks after I've added the first colour. You can see there that the colours get darker around the edges and lighter in the middle. It creates a nice 3D effect, okay, which is very important to the final outcome. So make sure yours is looking like mine, okay. Try to make the colours nice and smooth. Next bit I'm going to need the pencil again, and this time I'm going to be adding lines in the alternate sections now, and this time the lines go curve the alternate way as well, okay. So if you just watch my first one on here, so this time the curves go the opposite way to the first lot of curves that we did. Again, when you're doing this, do take your time to do this nice and lightly. Again, it's just the 4 lines. The 4 different curves. This time the curves curving away from you. And again, make sure you fit in them nicely. They don't need to fit on the same line as the previous one, okay? They can be quite lower down or a little bit further up. It doesn't matter too much. Okay, so there's my lines complete. Now you'll pick up your second colour. Obviously I'm doing the blue. Now what I'll do is I'll be adding the blue just where the red section was before, so it's in the alternate lines in between. Again, as you can see, I'm pressing darker on the edges, getting lighter in the middle to create this nice effect again. Try to keep it as smooth as you can when you do this, okay? It's really important that we get a nice smooth effect when we do this, so do take your time with the colouring. Okay, adding it in all sections, and then we'll see how we do. So that's mine completed. You can see on there I've got the nice blue effect there where we've got darker on the edges and lighter in the middle. Okay, the final thing that you need to do in this task is using the blue pencil in my case. I'm going to start adding that on the very edges of the lines where the blue is. Okay, what I'm trying to do here is to create sort of a shadow around the edge of the blue, okay, to add to this cone shape and to add to this 3D element that I want. So what I'm trying to do is gently just add a bit of shading into each one of these lines here, and then this is the final outcome. The shadow that I've added works really well just to create this 3D rounded effect. If you do need to go a little bit darker, you might want to work into some of the colours a little bit more. You may also want to use a black pencil just to go over some of the lines. But this is what your final finished version should look like, okay? So you've got the nice neat lines, you've got the two colours working well together. What I'm now going to do is just show you the grade criteria that are on there. I'm not going to go through this, but please have a read through this and make sure your work is added on Teams so that me or Mr. Dawes can have a look and give you some feedback. Thank you.